BMW E46 Radiator Expansion Tank 3 Series from How to Automotive. I'm going to walk you through the steps of replacing it. So it's very common for this tank to crack and break and leak. So that's what we're replacing today. This is the part, how it looks. This is the part numbers. I also linked this up in the description of the video. So if you guys need to pick that up, you can get that. To get started, I'm going to remove this cowling piece, the top of the air box, and the lower air box. So I'm just going to remove the clip here, here, and here. Okay, after you get the clips out, you're just going to pull the cover off and set it aside. Now you're going to pop all the clips for the top of the air cleaner off, loosen the hose clamp here, and we're going to take the air cleaner assembly off like this and just set it. I'm just going to leave it plugged in and everything and just set it up on top like this out of my way. Now I'm going to pop the wire loom off here like this and take the 2 bolts out. Now that the 2 bolts are out, I'm going to lift the air box out like that, and this little snorkel piece that just fell off, it's going to snap back into here. Now we're going to remove the upper radiator hose from the bottom, and you're going to use a flat blade screwdriver like this, stick it inside the clip, and pop the clip up like this here and here. Now with a pry bar or a large flat blade screwdriver, you can put it right on the edge of the hose and the radiator core support and give it a light pry like that. And then you can pop the hose off like that and set it aside and just flex it out. Your upper radiator hose is off and just tucked in over here. You need to get this heater hose off, and then you same thing, you use the flat blade screwdriver, stick it in there and pop the clip out right here. Okay, now that you got that clip out, now you can just pop the hose off like that, just set it aside. Okay, now that we got the hose off here, we're going to reach back here like this, and there's going to be a clip that we're going to pop off. Now I'm going to pull it out here, and when I get the bottle out, I'll show you what the clip looks like. Once you get that clip on the bottom off, like I said, I just reached around by the fan here, and I was able to get my hand down here and just pop it off. We're going to grab the bottle like this and pull upwards, and now the bottle is free. Now there's going to be a coolant temp sensor or level sensor on the bottom of the bottom here that we need to unplug. So you can either unplug it right here. So you'll just unplug the little connector here, and now the bottle. So now that the bottle's out, you can see the clip that I was referring to, which you reach around back and you just grab that little tab and pull it, and then it pops it out like that. And then when we put it back in, we're just going to push this tab, and it's going to lock back into place and lock. So now we need to transfer the level sensor out. So you just twist it like this, you pull it out, and you're going to reinstall it in there. It doesn't have a seal or anything, so you'll install it into the new bottle, lock it into place like that. Then we're going to take this clip off here and transfer it over to our new bottle like this, and make sure it's not popped all the way in. So then when we get it installed, then we'll, like I said, we'll just push that tab in like that. So you want to make sure it's like this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of a silicone-based lubricant on the O-rings here to help slide them onto the little ports it goes onto. So you put a little bit of that on there like that, and that way it slides on nice and smooth, and it doesn't pinch or roll the O-rings in here, and you won't have any leaks. And you want to use a silicone-based lubricant. If you use anything else, it'll swell the seals and it'll leak. So now we're going to slide our new bottle back into place, and this little hook here has to hook right inside here on this plate, and then the bottom of the ports have to go around the 2 ports down below. So you can make sure you got them all lined up, and you make sure it's nice and snug, and then you'll just give it a gentle push downwards, and that'll lock into place. And then we'll reach around back and push this tab back in. And also, as we feed the bottle down, we're going to plug our level sensor back in first. So with the bottles in there lined up, you just kind of give it a little push until you feel it pop down onto the grooves, and then once it's in there, then you'll reach around back like this and push the clip in and lock it in place, and then you'll give it a little pull to make sure it doesn't pop back off. Now you can take the upper hose, slide it into position, and push it on, and then push the 2 tabs on. Okay, now that the hoses are all back on and all the clips are pushed back down, you're just going to give it a pull, make sure nothing pops back off. After you're satisfied with that, we're going to reinstall the lower air box for the to install the lower air box, we need this little groove right here. And if your snorkel popped off, you put it back on like this also. Well, that groove is going to fit around this little rubber grommet right here. So you're also going to put it in like this and rotate it. Once it's in there, then you'll rotate it down like that, and make sure it lines up with that little slot, and then the bolt holes line up here, and go ahead and start those and tighten them up. And then you're going to pop this wire loom over the catch right here when you get it all secure. So now we're going to install the upper lid, and the wiring harness has to go underneath and wrap around the mass there like that, and the hose. So go ahead and stab it here, and then put your lid on, and then clip all the clips back on. Make sure you tighten up the hose clamp here. After that, we're going to remove the bleeder screw here and fill it up with coolant. So this bleeder screw is only made out of plastic, so they shouldn't be very tight, and they break very easily. So I like to remove it completely. Also, after it's all bled out, we'll just put this final piece back on. It's just going to go right here, or actually go ahead and put it on now. So we can go ahead and put the snorkel in, and then put the 3 clips on. So you're going to fill it up until all the air bubbles come out right here out of the bleed, and it's overflowing here. And you use a 50-50 mix. So you're going to fill it up until it overflows like that. Then you're going to reinstall the bleeder screw. So after filling it up until all the air bubbles come out, then you go ahead and put the bleeder screw back in. You want to put it back in, but make sure you don't over tighten it. These things are very fragile and they break off easily. The rubber O-ring does all the sealing, so you just run it in until it's snug. Now that the bleeder screw is reinstalled, we need to remove some of the coolant. This is called an expansion tank, so if you overfill it, it'll put too much pressure in the bottle and pop it again. And so what we need to do is we need to remove some. So I got this little device here that you pump it and it sucks the fluid out. If you don't have one of these, a turkey baster works great for this. So you'll suck out a little bit of the fluid until this bob or the float here, it'll float down until it's level with the top of the neck like that. Once that drops down to where it's just level with the neck, that's the proper level. And now that the level is sucked down, that'll complete the job of replacing the expansion tank on a BMW E46, the 3 Series. I'm Brian Essa from How to Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching my videos. Encourage you to subscribe. Invite you to head over to the howtoautomotive website, and also to remind you that I will be linking up all the parts that I used in this video. And I'd like to thank you again for watching.